Last week, I put out a video on my thoughts and feelings about the Steam frame. That video really did better than I thought it would, so I decided to finish this one. See, I started writing the script for this video a while ago, but it fell off because it was the holiday season and my job started getting really busy. But now that I can sit and write, I'm ready to get back into it. Hello all you wonderful VR divers, and thank you for once again joining me on Weaver's Wonderful World. As always, I'm your host, Ginsa Weaver, and let's jump right into it. Back in November, Valve dropped an announcement video about their 3 new pieces of hardware to accompany their Steam Deck that was released back in 2022. That was the new iteration of the Steam controller and the Steam machine, both of which I will be going over in a different video. Then they announced the Steam frame, Valve's new VR head-mounted display, and I was more than excited to say the least about this announcement. I've been waiting on more information about Valve's next VR headset since about the time of the Deckard leaks back in late 2023, early 2024, so imagine my surprise when on Wednesday, November 12th, 2025, Twitter blew up with the Steam frame announcements. I think more people were caught off guard about the Steam frame and controller, but still, they hit us with the Steam frame from almost out of nowhere. Sure, we got speculation on what the official name was going to be through patents months ago, but they kept the announcement date so under wraps that they metaphorically slapped everyone with the drop. Since then, I've heard a lot of people ask who's the Steam frame for because they think it's so underpowered. Well, I'm here to say it's for me and people like me. See, I'm a dedicated PC VR player because the graphics are so much smoother. In the Quest 3 with its issue streaming PC imagery, the graphics are still crisp, even with visuals lagging from time to time. Well, with the Steam frame, Valve kind of solved the lagging issue by also giving us a dedicated Wi-Fi 6E dongle, meaning there is very low latency when streaming your PC to the frame. They're using pancake lenses like the Quest 3 even though their screens are LCD, but that's more to keep costs down because even OLED screens of that size can be rather expensive. At the same time, it does make sense because even without the deeper blacks, it helps to cut down on the screen door effect. At least that's my opinion, and that is also my own personal speculation. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is said to be more powerful because it is a superior multi-core CPU. Since the Steam frame is not an XR headset like the Quest 3, it makes sense to go for more powerful raw computing than the Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 can provide. This is a VR headset first and foremost for amazing wireless PC VR play, but like the Steam Deck, can also be played in standalone as well. You can even play flat screen games in standalone since the Roy controllers are set up to work as a normal game controller. So the headset is for VR enthusiasts like myself who want to play not only PC VR games, but also play those games on the go. People who don't care about AR capabilities or XR, the crossover between AR and VR. That being said, this headset is also a great way to get others into VR who want to try it. If all holds out, it should be between $600 and $800, meaning it will be cheaper than the $1,200 initially speculated closer to the beginning of 2025. All I have to say is I'm excited, and when this releases, it will be my daily driver. One thing I think they should be adding along with the headset is the top strap and the controller straps because those seem pretty essential to the frame, but they're going to be releasing them in a separate bundle. While I'm not too happy about that, I'll still be picking them up regardless because I play a lot of active games, so having the top strap and the controller straps will definitely be a boon to me from the start. Speaking of the Roy controllers, I am very excited about these as they are not just VR controllers, but they are very much also like the Steam controller as well. They can play both normal and VR games since they have a D-pad on the left and a full button layout on the right and bumpers above each trigger, which will make playing more games a lot easier. Now, I'm not sure if they will work on the Steam machine or just the Steam frame, but either way, the fact that you can use them for both types of gaming is great great. On top of that, they are keeping the full finger tracking feature of the knuckle controllers from the Index, which is something I've been waiting for in standalone VR for a while. Not being able to use the full finger tracking for games that offered it kinda sucked. So now that we're getting it, we can definitely be more expressive in games. And yes, I do mean by flipping the bird at people and NPCs that piss me off. But moving on from that, there is also the buttons. Having a full D-pad and button layout had a lot of people concerned about mapping. I can't remember the source, but I'm going to try and find it for the full hardware breakdown, but 3 of the buttons on each of the controllers will act as a single button while playing in VR. This will help drastically with not having to hunt for a single button. On the right controller, the A will be the A button, the B, X, and Y will be the B button. On the left controller, the down will be the X button, the left, up, and right will be the Y button. This is the simplest way to map these bindings when you can't actually see the controller while wearing the headset. Now, here's my biggest question about the controllers. I know Valve is releasing the Steam controller. I'll be doing a separate video on that, and that you can use the Roy controllers as regular controllers as well. But will there be any kind of docking system to attach the Roy controllers together like what the Switch offers? Now, I'm not sure if Valve will be releasing a component like that, but I know some kind of mad genius out there will be making something that I can 3D print, and that is a very exciting prospect. The insane things people will develop for the Steam frame will be something to behold, because this is a tinkerer's dream and will blow anyone's mind. The fact that the device has a PCIe X1 Gen 4 slot on the front of the headset will allow for many different mods to be ran off that port, including colored pass-through cameras, which I really don't need myself, a face tracker that can go along with the eye trackers to make avatars more expressive, and more that I can't even think of right now. All in all, there's a lot to be excited for about the Steam frame. Sure, the hardware isn't as premium as some people would like, but Valve is trying to make this more affordable than having to spend $1,000 to get it in hand. And I know in my last video I said I would be making a hardware breakdown of the Steam frame, but since I started this script already, I wanted to finish it. After this, my next 3 videos should be a breakdown of each of Valve's new hardware, starting with the frame. So I hope you'll join me for those videos as well. But that'll be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. Leave a comment down below about your excitement for the Steam frame or how you're feeling about it, since this is supposed to be a discussion. I do try my best to read every comment, and if I can or have something to say, leave a response as well. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content on PC and VR gaming, and if you'd like, there's a link to my Discord server in the description where if you join there, we can talk about all things VR, video games, any hobbies you might be interested in, and maybe even play some multiplayer games together. But once again, thank you for joining me on Weaver's Wonderful World, and remember, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Bacon is the best breakfast food, so eat up, stay healthy, and I'll catch you VR divers in the next video. Oorah!